Receiving simulator transmission. Uploading transmitted feed. Initializing playback sequence. Alright Seipher, we're ready.
Hey everyone, Seipher here, and welcome back to Seipher Plays Kingdom Hearts 2. In the last episode, we investigated who had traveled into the past of Disney Castle at Timeless River in an attempt to seize the castle from Maleficent. We quickly tracked down the era's version of Pete, only to discover we had gone after the wrong guy. Fighting our way through the invading Heartless, we quickly moved to chase after the present-day Pete, when he attempted to pilfer the Cornerstone of Light, and soundly we defeated him, saving Disney Castle and opening new paths forward. This time, though, we are going to be going back along the places we've been for a few side objectives, starting with a quick stop over here at Merlin's house. However, before we get into things proper, I do have some things to share. Off-screen, I did a bit more grinding. I know it's probably sounding like a broken record at this point, but I needed to get this done, as I feel like I needed a bit more money. Anyway, off-screen, Sora got 1 level, getting magic and AP. Donald got 1 level, gaining strength and AP. And Goofy got 1 level, gaining just strength. So he's a bit lackluster in that regard. We also have a new spell from defeating Pete in Timeless River. We got the Reflect element. So, we should go over it a little bit. As you can see from my using it, it is basically just a barrier. It is the replacement defensive spell for Arrow, although in this case it is an active barrier that we actually have to call upon. For the cost of 10 MP, Sora will erect a barrier of light around himself that will block any attack and then knock back any enemy with a flash of light that deals neutral damage. In its current form, the knockback will deal 1.5 times Sora's magic stat as damage, so it can be pretty good, but you need to get used to the timing of it to make proper use of it. And the explosions of light will only trigger if you let it go off. If you keep casting Reflect, you won't get the explosions of light until you give them time to actually activate. Anyway, with that covered, let's head into the 100 Acre Wood as we picked up a torn page. Well, we've been to Pooh's house, so let's go here.
Say, what's wrong, Sonny?
Oh, I was just thinking and wondering.
You should be skedaddling out of here.
Why?
Why? Because it's Wednesday, of course.
Wednesday? Oh, well then, happy Wednesday. Now, I think I shall wish everyone a happy Wednesday. No bother. Let's see now. Who is everyone?
Ouch! Wonder if Pooh's here.
Oh, help! Help! Somebody save me!
Piglet!
Sora! Help, please!
Hold on, little guy!
Hold on tight, Piglet. We did come to your house, so it seems only proper that we save you, but if you can just hold on, we have a few chests to grab. Starting with this big one. That grants us a defense boost. Definitely will want to make use of that. Then, the small chest in front of the stump right over here gets us a mithril gem. Definitely want to pick that up. And then over here, we have an AP boost, so that is why I didn't just automatically use the boosts as soon as we got the defense boost. It'll just permanently increase our defense, so yeah, you probably expected I was going to use it on Sora. Pretty much the only thing that makes sense, in my opinion. Anyway, AP boost, also on Sora, getting up there in AP. Anyway, with those grabbed, I do have to say it's nice to see Gopher again, even if he is just a character added to the American version of Winnie the Pooh. And it's good to hear Piglet again, even though it's not his original voice actor. There you go. Ooh, thank you, Sora. Oh, here comes Pooh Bear. Pooh, you're all right. Why, hello. It's nice to meet you. Happy Wednesday. Nice to meet you. But Pooh, it's me, Piglet. Don't you remember me? And me too. We're friends. We are? It seems I can't remember. Oh, Pooh, that's very sad. Well, nice going, Pooh, you dejected piglet. And now he's being carried away with the wind, of course. Goodbye, Sora. Goodbye, Pooh. Piglet. Oh, Owl, it's good to see you again. Oh my, that looks rather fun, doesn't it? If you say so, Pooh. However, I say, it seems we have a rather serious predicament. Sora, would you mind going after poor Piglet? That we do, Owl, that we do. And I will. Save Piglet before time runs out. If Pooh falls off, press triangle to grab him again, keep an eye on the clock. Press X to hit incoming objects, and triangle to save Piglet. So yeah, we have to basically just make our way toward the screen using the tornadoes whenever we get the opportunity, and also attack the honeypots to increase something. I have no idea. There's no real score to this. Oh boy. I think we have to save Pooh, otherwise we get into a bit of trouble, so... Yeah, those orbs don't really do much of anything, so... I'm not entirely sure as to the purpose. Unless they are meant to be, like, health for us. But I'm not sure the balloon's shrinking either when we get hit, so I'm not really sure what they're for. I'll probably do some Googling to find out.
Sora! Oh, Sora, that was frightening.
Jump down, Piglet. I'll catch you.
Oh, to the deer.
You can do it, Piglet. You just have to be brave.
Sora. All right, Sora. I'll try.
Oh, that was rather frightening. I do hope you're all right, Piglet.
Oh, Boo, you remembered my name? You really, truly remembered?
Of course, Piglet. But today, I think I shall call you my friend Piglet, who is very brave.
Me? Very brave? No, but it's easy to be brave when I have a wonderful friend like you, Pooh Bear.
I'm happy for you guys.
Oh, and thank you for rescuing my friend Piglet, somebody I don't know.
Oh, sure. Don't mention it.
Well, dang, Sora is very dejected about losing Pooh's memories. Granted, it is kind of his fault, but still. Anyway, with that complete, we can now move on to our next task. I'll see you guys at Olympus Coliseum. Well, the coast is clear. No sign of the nobodies or the heartless. For now, anyway. What's that? The Underdrome. Beings of the underworld once clashed there, battle after battle. But Zeus didn't like the senseless violence, so he locked the place up. How did it get unlocked? Some fool must have broken the seal. What an idiot. Where are you going, Orin? We should catch up. If you need something to do, go help your friends. Just talk to me if you want to enter a tournament. His most perniciousness is feeling kind of charitable, so don't worry about dying or anything. You should consider yourself lucky. And if you win, you'll get lots of fabulous prizes. There are a bunch of tournaments, so make sure to check back often. Yeah, it's a great way to spend some time. So yeah, on top of the underworld being added to Olympus Coliseum to make it a full-fledged world, we now have new tournaments since we won't be able to participate in the Coliseum up top anymore due to it being wrecked. Before we get into anything regarding the tournament, though, I want to quickly drop off some synthesis materials. We got a Mega Elixir. I believe that's for getting 100 materials, or maybe it's for the 15, and then the Serenity Stone is for 15 unique types. So 2 rewards for getting up to 17. I believe that is the total amount from all the enemies that we've been able to come across so far. So definitely good to keep in mind. We also have actually a Keyblade that I went over toward the end of last episode. Monochrome, 3 strength, 2 magic, and item boost for its ability. It's pretty solid. However, I think for this, I'm going to... you know what? Let's keep on the monochrome just to enter the tournament with. So, you can sign up for a tournament here. You can enter as many times as you want. So yeah, we have a new tournament available to us, and unlike the previous tournaments, which were just get to the end and then having time attacks and Sora alone challenges, this tournament has a scoring system, as will all tournaments, and some special rules for the tournaments. In this tournament, the Pain and Panic Cup, we can fight alongside our friends. The drive gauge can't be used, so we can't use drive forms or summons, but limits will consume less MP than usual, so they won't use up our full MP bar to use. That is good to know. I actually want to equip a certain ability onto Donald, since we didn't have it before. We got this from defeating Pete when he was trying to escape with the Cornerstone of Light. Fantasia is one of Donald's limit commands. This will unleash the powerful Comet spell. Basically, Donald and Goofy each get 2 limits, and they are not as cinematic as the Disney World party members that we've seen so far. However, to make up for that, each limit specializes for them. In the case of Donald's Fantasia, it will be a good limit for crowd control, which is why I want to have it on for this tournament. As to the Pain and Panic Cup, we have 10 rounds that we have to make through, being locked out of our drive and summon gauge, but again, being able to use limits a bit more freely. There isn't really much to say. It's a bunch of normal mooks in this tournament, save for rounds 8 and 10. Round 8, however, is nothing special. It is just Sora alone against hundreds of rapid thrusters in a set time limit sorry, in a set time limit where you have to survive for 60 seconds, so it's not all that tough. Anyway, I'm going to get this started. I'm going to do a bit of speed up for this just because I don't want to be here all day. So I will see you guys in just a bit, though I should also point out that there will be no drops in this tournament aside from orbs for high score in the tournament itself. So don't expect to grind anything from doing these tournaments. Okay, the original champions of the Pegasus Cup are here to test us once again. Give a warm welcome back to Leon and Yuffie. Yuffie will constantly teleport around and slash twice with her shuriken in hand, or float low and in the sky and attack surroundings with a giant shuriken. Leon will get up close and personal, either swinging his gun blade vertically twice before jumping and swinging it down, or slashing sideways twice before slashing away. Leon also has a bit of range with a fireball that will home in on Sora. Eventually, when his HP gets down, he'll unleash an aura from his body that will envelop his weapon, extending its range and power. I suggest focusing down one after the other. Leon is more straightforward, but he has more HP than Yuffie, while Yuffie, having less, is a bit more annoying because she's constantly teleporting. However, it seems that I got Leon down first, actually, so hopefully we should have some help. Although I'm surprised that I haven't gotten Fantasia to trigger once. I was hoping to show that off, but it's good for crowd control, so keep that in mind. For winning the tournament, we obtain the Lucky Ring, brings luck to the wearer, increasing the drop rate of items. It would have been a Protect Belt in Final Mix. And we also get a Serenity Stone. So, the Lucky Ring, our new accessory, is actually one that I forgot about completely when I was discussing accessories back back when we were still in Twilight Town, I believe episode 7 or 8. This will give us the Lucky Lucky ability, which is basically Lucky Strike from the first game. Lucky Strike, or Lucky Lucky as it is now known, has seen a few changes since our previous adventure, as it now affects our drop rates with a multiplier that is calculated at 1 plus 0.3n, where n is the number of copies of the ability that we have equipped. This is slightly weaker in Kingdom Hearts 2 compared to Kingdom Hearts 1, and was reverted back to 1 plus 0.5n formula in the Final Mix version, so it's a little lackluster. That said, there are a larger number of Lucky Luckies to equip, so we can have a pretty decent multiplier. I believe in the base PS2 version, it can get up to a 3.1 times multiplier with, I believe, 5 to 7? Seven Lucky Luckies equipped across both weapons, accessories, and actual abilities that you learn. So it's good to keep on hand. It's why I wanted to keep an accessory slot free for Sora, since I want to keep that on pretty much constantly so that we get some better drop rates going forward. I would also like to say that we can use any of the tournaments that we have unlocked to quickly restore our drive gauge if we're at 0. So drive recoveries and high drive recoveries aren't exactly as useful now that we have the ability to access tournaments, though they are a bit more convenient. Anyway, with that taken care of, we can now move on to our penultimate topic of the day, as we have a new drive form to test out. So let's get that started, shall we? Wisdom Form. This form is the magical prowess of Sora's Keyblade taken to the extreme. Wielding a single Keyblade like a magical gun, Sora becomes a highly mobile and lightning-fast spellcaster. The trade-off, however, is that Sora's physical strengths are unavailable to us, and the strength of Sora's normal attacks from the swap to the shoot command are severely limited. Let's get out of here real quick. Oh, shoot. Well, I'm probably going to have to use a high drive recovery to make the most of this. I was hoping to just get out of here, but oh well. Anyway, as I was saying about Wisdom Form, it is very much a magical powerhouse. It has some magic haste abilities equipped to it so that you can use spells more often, and with MP Rage it can certainly help out quite a bit. Wisdom Form's growth ability is Quick Run, which allows Sora to cover distance and dodge quickly by holding the square button while moving. It is a rather useful ability, and in the base version of Kingdom Hearts 2, it is basically the equivalent of Dodge Roll from the first game, only slightly faster. I didn't really make use of it much because I was focused on fighting, when I probably should have focused on getting back into our world. Getting back to the save point. Anyway, the method for leveling up Wisdom Form is to destroy Heartless, each one defeated granting a single experience point for the form. The best place I can recommend to train Wisdom Form for now is Timeless River, as Mickey's house has weak Heartless to cut down and is near the door to Disney Castle, which can act as a quick refill for the drive gauge if you use it before you revert back to base Sora. You can also use the other windows as well once the form levels up, but they do have stronger opponents. I also recommend that spot for grinding Valor Form at this point, since the cap has been raised, so we can get Valor Form a bit stronger. I would also recommend Cornerstone Hill / the Hall of the Cornerstone for grinding summons in the PS2 version. Final Mix has its own superior method available later on, but seeing as summons get experience from just having the summon gauge tick down, that will certainly be a help if you are trying to grind summons, and trust me, you want to grind summons. That said, the Land of Dragons summit of the mountain has equally weak Heartless for Wisdom form to grind on as well, so it functions perfectly. It just eats up a little more time because you have to transition between the world map. Anyway, before we end things off, I want to quickly go to the world map because we have one last thing to do. Because I want to open up at least one gate before we end things off. So let's go to Splash Island.
Let's go.
Alright, so this looks pretty unique. I mean, about what you would expect, I suppose. It's been a while since I've actually done a gummy mission. I've been handling those off screen to try and get some certain rewards because I wanted to make something, and we got formation change off that. That's definitely something you want to grab on your first time through. I'll explain more about that later on. Hierarchy, that's good. Sphere helm and screw propeller, not so bad. Material G times 10 for defeating that armored guy. Not too shabby. Booster G from whatever dropped that, I'm not sure. Almost near the maximum rank. And maximum rank, so we now draw in orbs to us. Good to have. Even if it is right at the end.
Piece of cake.
Unlocks mission level 1 and 2, so doesn't really do much for us, but we do get High Wind level 4 blueprints, Falcon level 4 blueprints, and Invincible level 4 blueprint. So I may have to readjust, and we got auto counter along with all of the treasures from mission 1, so that's good. Anyway, we've unlocked a new world, and it's... Yeah, no way. No, we're not doing that. Next time, we'll take care of another gummy route and see what Road Ahead has to offer other than that place. I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, stay gold.
Playback sequence terminated. Transmission disconnected.